Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another match from the Bleed Out tournament right here on Kissme's YouTube. We are going to be bringing this to you from a recording due to the fact that internet and servers and tick rates and a bunch of other stuff is unfortunately not cooperating with us, but I am Rails Barlow, one of your Bleed Out tournament admins for North America. He will be co-casting this one in a moment, but he is setting a couple of things up, and we are bringing you a nice match, or at least what we think is going to be a nice match. I believe it's also a doubleheader, if I'm not mistaken, so another doubleheader between teams Silencio genres, I almost said, but Silencio, Jockies, and Brute Force. So looks as though we are going to be starting on a server that is positioned somewhere in Europe. And Prodigy Sim's number one concern right now is that just because it's going to be recorded local and stream means that he's not going to be able to see Twitch chat. So he's unhappy that he's not able to see Twitch chat, unfortunately. But there's not a whole lot we can do about that at the current time. And yeah, we're going to expect a pretty good game here. We just cast another set of matches between teams Element of Surprise and Kazoo Kids. That was a match. It was a match both because of what happened during the game and because it took almost 3 hours to complete. So hopefully the doubleheader here doesn't take that long. How are you doing today right now, Kissme?
I'm doing pretty well. I wish that my ISP would stop being a bag of monkey dung, but it is what it is. So we will make do with what we were given. If you were given oranges, make a watermelon. And yeah, hopefully hopefully this turns out to be a good game, because yes, I said that because nothing else would fit. This is Left 4 Dead 2. But yeah, hopefully this is a good game. I hope that nothing less than that happens, and you know, is what we are allowed to see.
As far as I know, both these teams are 1-1 coming into this game, so the winner does move. And I think we've established right now it takes, what, 4 wins to get into the elimination stage?
Yeah, from my rough calculations, it's 4 wins, and you pretty much guarantee yourself a spot, because it's top 16, so top 8. Normally it was like 4, and then some teams with 3 wins would be like on the brink of getting in. It came down to tiebreakers. But in this specific scenario, there are 7 weeks, but I'm pretty sure 4 wins is the magic number that you need. But 3, I think, is pretty much out of the question. 3 wins, I don't think you'll get in at all.
I think that the extra week actually does have a lot of impact that you wouldn't actually normally think, because I think in the other Swiss tournaments it's been, what, 6 weeks usually, and this one's 7, but depending on how said matches go on whatever map they're played on in the 7th round, you know.
Indeed. And yeah, so hopefully it goes well, and we have some smooth weeks from here on out. I'm assuming my ISP is just having some major routing issues, and who knows, but whatever, we'll figure it out, I'm sure. And if they don't figure it out, I'm gonna call them and make their lives very miserable. So
Oh, the joys of competitive Left 4 Dead 2 just finagling here. We are only waiting on one more player from Team Brute Force to get into the server. And then we should be having this first game, which I think, I'm just going to assume this is a Western issue European server, but from there then we can go to the other game wherever they're going to play it, probably New York. And yeah, I would not want to be either Acer or PSIM right now. I'm pretty sure they're both connecting from California. No, Prodigy Sim is Washington, Acer is California. That's why these are so just red ping going into this game. I mean, you can definitely still do a lot on red ping, as we saw HCP do in their match, but I'm surprised at the amount of oranges, even for the European players here, depending on where this is.
Indeed, and I'm just going through some final Twitch chats, trying to iron everything out. I think I'm good now.
We're in Germany, okay, okay. That's what I thought.
Oh wait, this is an international game? Oh wait, this is a away game right now? I didn't even realize what server we were connected to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 games back-to-back, and then we have another one coming at... Is that 9 or 10 Eastern? I think it's 10 Eastern, isn't it? UNM and the other one, yeah.
Yeah, that one's at 10. If I'm able to stay up, I might have to go to bed, because I freaking work really early. So today was my only day off, and I spent it casting Left 4 Dead.
Yes, you did.
It's also Mother's Day. So,
indeed.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Hope you guys.
Anybody watching the cast? Yeah. Anybody who's watching, or who's. You know,
well, no, it'll be on YouTube. So. You guys probably won't see this until Tuesday, though. So.
No longer Mother's Day on Tuesday, though.
You know what? It's a thought that counts. Okay.
That is accurate. I agree with that. But again, The last player from Brute Force had their PC full crash, so as soon as they're able to come back from that, we will be able to get this going. I actually don't know a whole lot about Brute Force. I know a lot about Silencio Jockies, but not as much about Brute Force.
Yeah, Brute Force is kind of a question mark for me. I've heard of the players before, Mouse, Snooze, not too sure who else are going to be running. MDFST, he seems familiar as well. And I've seen them around. I've seen them play pugs and whatnot. I don't really know that much about them, though, in their history. How long they've been in the game, how long they've been playing competitive, skill level. I can't really answer any of that, but I'm pretty sure Silencio Jockies will be a nice gauge there to see, you know, how exactly well they're sitting. So, yeah. And Brute Force MDFST is saying that he's coming. Or that their player is coming. You know what? No one's gonna even see or hear what. No one. No,
into the final cut, you need to keep that clip.
no one's gonna see it because one. No. Everyone's gonna skip forward to see where the match begins and then back up 10 seconds. And there's gonna be that one person in the comments who says match begins at 5:50 or something, and no one's gonna see that. It's gonna be a complete blur.
Its own like segment by itself. Saying that he's coming.
The way I corrected myself right after, I was like, in respect to his player. Oh yeah, and I've heard of Manex too. So they're pretty much all puggers. I don't really think they have any team experience before, but they're pretty solid players.
And we had a caster leave. Not one of our someone who's actually doing a live stream. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure though. It might be a different language than English. What?
Maybe they don't want to cast anymore.
Abandoned shit. That's the stage where we're at after the day that we've had, I swear to you. And they could also be going to another game, but the thing is everybody from the server, like, everybody has, like, actually joined by this point.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be swapping, so we'll just wait on the last 3 players already up, all from Brute Force. And, who's Kappa? And yeah, we should be good to get this game underway for you guys. So sorry for a little bit of delay. My frames, though.
Don't worry, we experienced that earlier too, but I think the server right here is pretty stable, and hopefully they don't decide to play in Chicago. Maybe they will. Okay, they streamed the first game of the other match, now they're going to do the second one. Wait, is this?
Oh, it might be Smiley Face versus,
No, that already happened.
Not really? I don't know who they're playing then.
So I thought it, because I saw them doing that. Sound card, crashed my PC, and no sound. Oh, no sound. Wait a minute.
Wow, so his sound card literally is dead.
No sound. Do you understand the irony though? His sound card broke itself and he's playing against the silent jockeys.
No, bro. So I don't get the irony. Please keep telling me.
Explain it to you. So they have their tag as no sound because typically jockeys don't make noise in Left 4 Dead 2. And then I learned that when the jockeys don't make noise, they have a better chance of landing on people, right? So as Acer says, because they don't have sound, all their other senses are enhanced, and they now all have trigger bots and mat hacks. Kiss? Hello?
Are you saying I have to ban all of Brute Force?
Yes, and you probably should ban pizza just to be sure, just you know, in case. 12, please. Pizza's banned for not streaming his first-person POV. Your 10-year-old back ban is coming back to bite him now. You're a 10-year-old. We have 1 week to find a new captain. I think I was alive when Pearson got back banned. I don't know if I was or not. I was still in the con.
Oh my god. Hey, sir. Oh god, we're live.
Alright, so now that we're live, we do have the Silencio Jockies on Survivor. And Team Brute Force on Special Infected. Another early tank in the hands of Mao right here for Team Brute Force. Kissme, this entire week I've seen this tank either go one way or the other, where it's either a wipe or it's usually just a 5-hitter.
Yeah, because it pretty much ends up with if the SI are able to just compact the survivors down into enough of a, a certain area that the tank can really just start going ham with the multis and getting a bunch of nice hits and doubles and triples. And with that being said, first pause coming out here by Mao of Brute Force. So that didn't take too long at all.
I had to pause to say GLHF.
What?
Metapod.
Oh my god.
He paused to say, yeah, he paused to say GLHF. That's pretty good. Butterfly. Fantastic. And what, do you see that spray on the wall?
No, because I'm first person in the tank.
Oh, okay. Well, it says Prodigy Sim's Halloween Party and has some picture of a dude in a Spider-Man costume holding a holding something else. His cell phone. I can't see the other half of it, but it looks like it's comparable to when Killtoy made that like bacon fist video. You're not in high school yet. Kissme, don't provoke him. He's already talked about a lot of things. Oh, hey, this actually gives us the time to do roster rundown.
Get out of my team, Jack. It's me.
14 Silencio Jockies. It's Apathy, Ramirez, Avocado, aka Acer, and Prodigy Sim. And who do we have for Brute Force, Kissme?
Over on Team Brute Force, as soon as my Steam friends get off my list there, we have Mao, NDFST, Mainex, and the other guy is Snow. I can't see the rest of his name though.
Snooze.
Snooze.
Hello, everyone in spec.
Hello.
Hi, Acer. How's it going? I love this video game.
Oh my god. Send at me. Oh god. Sorry for the pause, guys. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. Maybe the Brute Force player crashed yet again and he's got to resort to using another computer because his motherboard just died. Oh god. I hate you, Rails. 10 Bitcoin. What the hell?
I really don't know who I pissed off in a past life to be here right now, but
Me neither. I just want to cast.
I apologize.
I just want to cast.
Slots 12. Hey, what? Whoa. Hold on. I can't count. What is going on? Can we go to commercial? Is there a commercial on this?
I don't think so. Oh god, there's a vote going out. Did they kick the witch?
No, they didn't kick the witch. I don't think you can do that. I tried. We got people who have ghost respawns, 2 slots for them. Oh, okay. They were trying to limit it to 10, but that didn't work. They were trying to limit it to 12, and then that's 2 more than what they actually need. Jockey Hunters. God damn it. Ban him, and then they still have another week to find a captain. I don't know. See, this is the point where we're at, dear community.
Pretty
This
much.
week is broken. This week has broken all of our resolve. You're a meshy. Oh god. This is literally the stage that we're at. I don't get it.
I don't know. I just know Acer's like in high school or something. When I first met him, he was like in middle school, and that was like back when Femputer and I like always played together. And then Acer like became part of our group, and then like Femputer was like his mom. It was pretty cute. I remember those days.
I was looking at the cast from 2014, and I realized it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I have been here for 2 years.
Yeah, we gotta get you out of here.
Mm-hmm. That was supposed to happen a few times. Oh, hey, we're going live. Also, this tank music is pretty good, says PSim. Boomer, Hunter, and a Charger for the hit here. They might want to stack that Boomer, and as a matter of fact, that is what they're going to do. Does get popped by Apathy. So they should be able to commit on this next set of spawns. It's going to be that Charger and that Hunter. They really want a jockey. Like, that's what they need for this.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go with the boomer in this safe room. There's never anything good that comes from it. We see teams time and time again try and make it happen. There are a couple of good spots, though, I have to say, where you can use the boomer in the safe room, but I haven't seen anyone actually find those spots yet. So maybe he'll stay secret for the rest of these games as well. But anyway, tank him in here in the hands of Mal. Gets a nice double punch on the survivors, knocking two of them off of the air conditioning units. Gets a third punch out onto Nick as well. Gonna get an in-cap on him with one more punch. That's the in-cap down to 2200 HP. Jumps up, misses all the survivors with that punch. And he's gonna keep going on. Gets a punch over on Ellis as well, knocking him off that ventilation system. And now the SI are pretty much out of the picture here. Only SI left up is that smoker, and he's gonna get pushed out. And that's a dead tank.
That's about 2 in-caps going. After that, it's going to be the second in-cap going out onto the survivors from that tank in the hands of Mal. He got a lot of good punches. I think that's actually a pretty good amount of, like, stamina spread for only having the SI land for a couple seconds. Like, without a multi-cap there, sometimes it's hard for the tank to do much at all. But he got his initial corner, turned back around, and the survivors kite him over the aviation units to avoid getting multi. That was a pretty good play by Silencio Jockies. So that's about a tie here for this. I mean, obviously, if you're team brute force, you wanted to wipe them because this is the home server. But again, not bad damage to start off this round.
No, not bad at all. So we'll see Team No Sound, aka Silencio Jockies, which is their actual team name, making the way up to the ledge here. Obviously, there's a railing, pretty much limiting them a lot here. What the hell? What? I've seen that in a fucking high skill video before. I've never seen that in an actual game happen. Am I dead? No, he's actually going to be out of the map.
Is he gonna get pulled by the smoker is the other question as soon as he's up. That's what I really want to know. They know the smoker's down there. Alright, hold on, let's see. Smoker's going for the pull, not gonna get it. Hunter's bouncing around, and he's outside the map!
Yeah, he can't get back in. Oh wait, no he can. Alright, never mind. I thought he'd be locked out. Okay, well, that was something. I'm also sorry for cursing, but that was,
I'm not.
That's one of a kind. I've never seen that happen in a match before. Just like I've never seen Dead Center be played before in a match. But regardless, one of those things doesn't matter.
You've never seen Dead Center play before in a match?
No, I'm kidding.
What? I was gonna say, like, yo. There have been some nice moments that have happened on Dead Center in the past couple of years here.
But
Jockey landing onto Prodigy, who is also black and white, I'm pretty sure. Boomer's gonna go and get the nice double boom. Hunter's trying to land and does manage to, trying to get melee skewed there by Coach, obviously not going to land. But the fact that PSIM's black and white is really what's not good for Silencio Jockies right now.
Yeah, he's already taken 2 in-caps, obviously, since he is black and white. And,
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that? If you actually become black and white if you take 2 in-caps as a survivor. Yeah, it has to be on the same survivor. You can't just take, like, 1 on Rochelle, 1 on Coach, or
Like
any
you have
other
to have
way.
parents of 2 different races for that to happen.
Get the hell out of this.
You have that pause there. Just thinking of something to come back with. I mean, hey, it's you got to find a way to find both the literal and then of course the analogies in there that you can pull out to enhance the understanding of the viewers. Kissme, obviously, this is what you taught me as I was casting.
Get the hell out.
Hey, by the way, it doesn't do damage in this elevator for anybody wondering, but they do have a charger, jockey, and a smoker for the next hit here. And they're gonna send the black and white person out first, but I think that's an interesting call. If he gets like pulled and charged away, he could die. He's actually being shot in the back by Ramirez.
Yeah, for these that don't know, if you actually take 3 in-caps, you die as a survivor.
Oh, really?
But regardless.
You die as a survivor.
Yeah,
If you get hit by the charger, you take damage sometimes.
if you step in the fire, it hurts you. I mean, but regardless, though, Sarah's pushing away out of the escalator or the elevator now. Gonna get pulled into the fire. That being Coach. Charger getting cleared immediately, though. Jockey latching on Nick and dragging him inside the spit. That will be a little bit of damage going on the survivors, but really nothing to write home about. Witch up at 88% of the way through the map. Not too sure exactly where that is, but there's only 1 shotgun on the survivor right now. So I'm fairly certain I know who's gonna go for it. I mean, there could be a fake out here. Maybe PSIM found a way to make the Uzi glitch happen again, and you can like unload the entire clip in split second.
For those wondering, usually you can crown witches with 1 shot with a shotgun.
Yeah, normally when you press M1 with your mouse, which is left click in layman terms, normally it fires bolts in the game. Anyway, there goes the draw crown by Apathy. Beautiful M1 on it. Drawing it back towards the soda machine. He's looking for that 25 cents. Doesn't find it. Witch doesn't have it either, so he shoots her. And that will be the Witch over and done with. That's what you get for not carrying change with you.
By the way, they're at a damage bonus, so it's all the health bonus right now. Like, they've actually taken ads, like, because of those 2 incaps that went out on Peace, I'm pretty sure that's what did it, but it's rare that you see a team with this amount of a health bonus making it to the safe room just with health bonus and ace mod without actually having any damage bonus to save. So it's almost like it was a pro mod round here, because everybody who was the non-health who went down took that damage. So Peace took the incaps, and so did Apathy, but they're going to make it to the safe room with just the health bonus for a total score of 568 for that first round.
Yeah, how this config normally works is whenever you take damage, your health bonus gets lower, and that goes to temporary and non-temporary HP, such as pills. And pills, what they normally do is whenever you pop them, they give you temporary HP.
If you guys can't tell from this, we were absolutely just brain dead after this last week, and we have to get back to basics.
Yeah, we're explaining the entire config one piece at a time. I mean, what normally happens is when you explain a config, normally you elaborate and you're able to put examples into place. And we're doing that exactly with this game. We're giving you guys exampple as we explain how to M1, how to M2, how to pop pills.
Sometimes when you type ready into console, you can actually ready the fuck up.
God damn it, Rails. One of them has to re-ready, it's broken. Okay, there we go. This is the most professional cast you guys have ever seen.
Jesus, people. Yo, this is gonna be a great game right here. That boomer does land tanks in the hands of Apathy. If they can get the wipe here, that'd be pretty good for them. Now, when I say wipe, I'm not talking about whatever you and Jacob talked about in that cast on Detour Ahead like 2 years ago when you use that as a verb, an adverb, a noun, and an adjective. I mean, you have to get all 4 survivors in cap, and when all 4 survivors go in cap, that team loses the round, usually.
Yeah, normally what you want to do here with tank is you want to get up really close to people and actually M1 them. Or you can stay really far away, like this tank is in the hands of Apathy, and just M2 and kind of move your mouse up a little and throw the rocks higher up towards the safe room. What normally happens is whatever way you move your mouse moves your character's vision in-game. So if you move the mouse upwards in real life, it moves the mouse upwards in real life. Or not in real life, but, well, also in real life, but in-game as well.
My God.
God, we should be mentors. Yeah, we'd be great at this. Anyway, tank once again in the hands of Apathy here. Gonna go ahead and move his way towards safe room. He's down to 20% rage. I don't know why he was so far out, but he reestablishes it. He's almost AI 5%. Wow. Oh my God.
He hit the punch there. Now he's gonna be able to try to keep pushing them. He's down to 3k HP. Gain the corner onto Coach. They're waiting for him to get that down, but they're gonna have to go right now. Jogging M2, nice double cap lane with that Charger and Hunter. He still is getting that corner onto Coach though, so Rochelle is gonna be able to clear her 2 friends there, I should say. Rock in missing Rochelle. I thought that was gonna hit, and he's gonna turn back around and he's gonna get that additional punch onto Ellis there, trying to find another rock, and he's not gonna find it, so he's dead.
That's unfortunate. That rock was really close to landing if he just aimed it a little bit higher.
Reloading.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, this is comparable damage, but I think it might be a little bit better for... Actually, maybe in this scenario is what I almost said. The situation, I think actually might be better for Brute Force because they didn't take 2 incaps there, so they still have a little bit of an ability to preserve more damage bonus.
So, we'll see yet again another SI tank looking to gear up here. Boomer, Splitter, Smoker, and a Charger. So, pretty devastating attack here, actually. Even though it's just due to the amount of stumble that they can get from that Boomer and the Spit to actually cause separation and move the survivors into positions that are more open. It definitely works out here. This is one of the situations where I think everyone's okay with not having a 3-1. Obviously, some teams would like to see a jockey here. But anyway, survivors quickly make their way into the side room there. Charger brings the survivor towards the safe room. Not going to find the push off the ledge, though. But Boomer does stumble Coach over into the Spit. He's still stuck in it, actually, and he wasn't able to find his way around the corner. So Mao taking an in-cap. NDFT taking a lot of damage as well. Manix down into yellow. And, yeah, actually, Mao will be blind white. He got down by the tank inside the safe room. And as we learned earlier, what normally happens is when you take 2 incaps, you become black and white. And if you take 3, you die.
Exactly. If you take 1, then yeah, okay, whatever. You're not a whole lot happens to you, but
if you get 1, you just get called bad.
Get called that anyway. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. Boomer dropping down actually through the window, gets melee back out of it. Where's Ram? I gotta send him a message.
Wrecked. Oh my goodness. Well, they can try for a death charge here. Let's see.
I just said get effing destroyed. Charger going in here, though, out onto Coach looking for that land. Not going to find it, though. Hunter does latch onto L7 for a bit of damage as well, though. And it's going to drop NDFST down into the reds. It looks like they don't want to pop a set of pills, though. And that's actually a smart play by them because they're coming up on this elevator. So the pills would pretty much just bleed out of him for no reason. Actually, no, he's going to go pop.
Bleed out.
He actually, yeah, great job. Oh, and actually, Smokable going out here. A nice quad boom as well, landing on the survivors. But he actually did end up popping the set post for some reason before getting an elevator.
Bleed out tournament.
It's so smart.
Took me this long.
It's like you're an admin of it.
No, I'm not.
Name's Rochelle. You?
Kidding me? I can't ban people from this. I'm not an admin. I am actually the admin. That's true. I'm one of the admins. This boomer's going ham right here. He's sitting in front of the door, waiting to see if they're gonna open it and get a quad boom to the face. They should be. What? All right, Acer. Okay, that almost worked.
Good attempt. I'll give him that. Boomer now.
Obviously, let's see if we can get a proxy. They're gonna jump into the fire instead. Oh my goodness. They have a spitter, a charger, and a hunter here, Kissme. What do you think they're gonna do?
They're probably going to throw in the attack here at some point. I mean, normally what you do with the SIs, you want to go ahead and send the attack in just like that. Unfortunately, nothing really landed. Actually, I take that back. Coach did actually end up getting pounced inside the spit there. And that's going to really do a number out on the health bonus because once again, now that's affecting the damage bonus, which was their bigger percentage of bonus here. But now it seems like the damage bonus is around the same level of the actual health bonus, down to 28 and 30 respectively. And yeah, so they're gonna want to try and do a very advanced tactic here and not take any damage. That's normally what we want to try and aim for. That's the goal of a lot of survivors. But unfortunately, once again, it's just a very advanced tactic. Not a lot of teams know how to, actually pull that one off.
Yeah, actually, no, he's right about that. Like seriously, it's one of those issues where if you just not take damage, it'd be good. But they have 3 people bleeding, and they're sitting here kind of baiting this for whatever reason. The Boomer, Hunter, Jockey, and a Smoker. I don't know what they're like. This is one way to try to take any damage. I think they're baiting maybe for something like this. Oh, there's a Witch there, that too. Witch is going to go in and does get crowned. They're going to shut down that hit pretty well. And actually, that was a pretty good attempt at not taking any damage.
Yeah, that was actually really well done. Rochelle did obviously get that, I believe it was Jockey to the face. But other than that, nothing really landed. We see the boom going in at the very end, landing a triple boom out onto 3 survivors, Alice being the only non-boom survivor. But this should be the safe one for the most part, and they're actually in the lead right now, health bonus-wise.
It's good for them because, like, on the home server.
Yeah, so they definitely want to be coming out here ahead of Team Silencio Jockies. Obviously, once again, because this is the first game of 2, and this is obviously Brute Force's home server. So they would like to be in the lead, ideally. That's kind of what the whole goal would be for them, and then to go out into the away server with some sort of comfortable lead.
It would be nice, though, like, I don't know what's been about this tournament, but there have been, like, I don't even know how many games at this point. It'd be nice to see a repeat of, like, a team who has 1 higher ping, but then 2 also like that stigma around it where it's like you're supposed to get blown out on the server where you have higher ping. There have been a bunch of teams who have reversed that trend and just like actually won the games on the away server. Like we saw that earlier today. We saw it with what HCP did, but it just keeps happening in a couple of those matches. And I would say Silencio Jockies is one of those teams who can definitely do it here, but at the same point in time, maybe Brute Force can keep it together enough to where they know they're going to have to put like maybe like 400, 500, 600 points, something like that on this server to have a chance at winning the best of 2 series.
I'm sorry, I was messing with someone.
Thank you, Kissme. I was making a point that the team that has the higher ping can win on the server sometimes.
Oh, that's a very valid point. And just a quick recap, guys, on what we learned last map. Once again, if you press left click on your mouse, otherwise known as M1 in the game, there we see a great juke out for the ready up bind there by someone. Not too sure who it was. It might have actually just been the auto respec from the server, causing a wonderful juke there. That's definitely going to mess with the minds of both teams, and we're bound to see some really crappy play right now.
Okay. If you say so. Sure, we are about to see some really shitty play. Round going live. Alright, fantastic. Brute Force on the Survivor, defending just about a 50 or 60 point lead, and we have the Silencio Jockies on the Special Infected. It's going to be a Jockey, a Charger, a Spitter, and a Hunter, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm losing my mind. Yes, it is. And, of course, the Survivors are going to bait out just a little bit more. There's no common here anymore, but I remember the days when NV would used to stand here for about 15 minutes trying to get that stuff to come in. Here comes the hit. Nice Jockey landing. Charger's going to take the Jockey target. Hunter's going to land onto a Survivor who's on top of the railing, and that's going to be a pretty good amount of split damage actually going out onto Mal.
Yeah, actually that's going to drop him down into the 55 HP range, so 45 damage actually coming out. Shout out to my girlfriend. But regardless, we'll have them continue the way through the map here down the right side of the street as we are in America. So you drive on the right side of the street, not the left. And yeah, so we'll see them drive the way down here.
That's
for
showing
dead.
favoritism.
Go America.
Alright, fine, we see how it is. This jockey's spawning up. They're trying to send something from the front here. It's a jockey, charger, smoker, and a boomer. I don't know about this. I think the hit actually might be to wait for the tank to spawn too, because they're pretty close to that spawn.
Yeah, they're currently at 18% of the way through the map, back to 17, now up to 19. But the tank is up at 28, so it should be spawning around that 20% marker at the latest, I would assume. Charger now pre-spawning along with the smoker. Smoker's still looking for pull here, not finding it just yet. Now he's crouching, trying to hide something. The charge does go in, lands out on the coast. Nothing else coming in, though. Smoker getting killed off as well. And there we go. They hit that 20%, and the tank does come up right away in the hands of Ramirez here. For Team No Sound, aka Silencio Jockies. Gonna go ahead and try to get some miracle hit here out into the guard. Not gonna find it though, and that's gonna at least put it up on top of the. I don't know what we really want to call it. The car actually dropped down. I lied.
Listen, when he was posting on the forums for his team this time around, Ram called himself a mid-tier player. If he's mid-tier, then I can't even play campaign.
And he just hit that car so far, and that's out of play yet again, because that's over on the other side by the jockey. Yeah.
I mean,
he could get to it.
It's been really hard for a team to wipe here without, like, focusing on hittables. Not over-focusing, but using them well. We do have that charger getting shut down. Jockey getting a quick latch right there, but Ram is going to stay over here instead of deciding to push any closer to the survivors. And they can honestly stay, like, close up to him right here and force him to commit into their guns to get that dumpster. That's all he has right now, but they're actually going to back off.
Yeah, and that's not a horrible call to make. They're actually backing off for guns again. And they know he's on the ground now. He only has this one dumpster to actually work with. And the reason why this fire is actually playing closer now is because there used to be a cop car right behind where the tank is right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys that play campaign on Dead Center know that. But it's not here because it was removed because it just seemed there were too many hittables for the tank to work with on this map. So they obviously went ahead and removed that one. But we'll see him go ahead and pick up the dumpster now. Going to start kicking it in towards the survivors. Nice hit, actually. And now he's going to bring the car in as well. And that might be one on either side. No, he actually has both on the right side. So a little unfortunate for him, but he's going to push the survivors down. Nice boom there out on Ellis. Smoker Bull, get Robin Rochelle, bring it back towards the tank. That should be clear. Nice double punch actually happening on survivors. Hunter latching himself onto Ellis as well. Now he's going to go for a dumpster hit. Misses the dumpster though. Nick in the corner, down to 1500 HP is the tank. Missing another punch. Goes for one last Hail Mary hit. Gets through 3 caps!
Oh my god! He had 200.
Oh my god!
That's gonna be close to the wipe. There's gonna be a reboom going on right there. He hit that, and every single dream I've ever had came true when he hit that dumpster on the ground. These survivors are taking a whole lot of damage from that too. Kissme, that was, of all the things we've seen this week, that was probably one of the most impressive. He was down to 250 HP when he hit that dumpster and died as it was going through its arc.
What a save. That tank literally had basically nothing going for him, and he had that one hittable, that one opportunity, and he didn't miss it. He took it. Eminem.
Yeah.
Something. Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't miss it. He took it. He took that shot to hit that dumpster. That is what he did. I agree. Oh my lord. Alright. Okay, we're all good. Kissme, you okay there?
Blown away, man. Just blown away.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Sorry, I'm looking at MM songs. Regardless, the wonderfully played tank there from Ram. That was just a hell of a way to close that out. So we'll see what else they can make happen here. Charger going in, lands a nice long distance charge out onto one of the survivors, that being Nick. Hunter pouncing onto one of them as well. Jockey not able to find a target just yet. He actually got cleared off there by them too earlier, so he doesn't have a charge up right now. But they do end up eventually getting that clear onto MDFST. He will be black and white upon this pickup though. So they have to play very close with him, keep him clear. They do give him the last set of pills though, but that's going to keep Snooze slow now actually. And Manix is also on the brink of going slow here from the bleed as well.
I mean, if you're the survivor team, like, you had that tank pretty much handled. Like, yeah, you got a couple punches and stuff like that, and Nick duped him out, but then that hittable hit is going to demoralize you to no tomorrow, where it's like, it was so close to being beautifully taken, but unfortunately it was not. Nice hunt going on right there, and a nice stumble into that spin from that boomer. That's a lot more damage going out, and it seems as though this chapter Kissme, the coordination from Team Silencio Jockies is really showing itself in their hits with that, not only just that tank, but the last two hits have been great.
Yeah, they've been just really dialing in the SI here on this round. I mean, the tank was the real saving grace there. The SI for the tank itself weren't really all that great to talk about, but the tank itself just really brought it home when it mattered. And it seems like it just really rallied the SI together. And they've been just landing hit after hit thus far, doing a lot of work. And maybe it was just the kick in the pants that they needed.
It could be. It honestly could be. I mean, hey, here's this Witch being drawn a little bit. Jockey getting M2 and shut down. This Witch takes absolutely forever to go up. Nice double cap actually landing with that Hunter in the front. Charger actually killing someone and then landing again in the back. So that's going to be a Survivor dead. The Witch is still... What? Okay, there we go. Now she found the ledge. That's fine. Double Boom is also still out, and now the Witch is coming in, and she's going to get a portal at the door here. She's just having a little bit of issue getting inside, and she's going to get crowned, but they had to have somebody die for that to happen on the Survivor side.
Yeah, so definitely not the cleanest take there by the Survivors. But Spit going down here out on Nick, trying to delay it a bit longer. Jockey to look for a spawn here in the back. Smoker trying to end things here along with the Jockey. Jockey goes in, lands on MDFSC. Smoker looking for a pole, does find that pole, but Nick is probably going to be able to get this clear on the Smoker. Indeed he does, but the Jockey does end up killing Ellis off onto the staircase. Hunter going in for a scratch because M2'd off though, and he gets one scratch on the coach. This Jockey could end things here. He is down to 87 HP though, so that pistol on the ground could be the thing that closes it. But no, Coach says no, throws the axe at his face, kills him off. Smoker does a 180 charge back towards the staircase. Not too sure what that was. Goes in for a punch, lands a punch. No axe to be had. And that will be the round over and done with 14 brute force. SI just really started rallying off that tank hit. That was, like, you saw them getting bunched up by the common, and you were like, oh, if he just hit it right, and he nailed it. That Ram did a great job on that tank.
Yeah, he did a great job salvaging it there and really not panicking until the end, just, you know, finding a way still to, as we said, just make that dumpster worth the rather non-impressive sequence that he had before that, where it's like he did get that one multi-hit and then he did get juked. But that's the problem. In that area, unless a hittable hit or a hittable play like that happens, like, that tank could honestly get a no-hitter. Like, I've seen it happen before, obviously, in Ace Mod, Pro Mod, whatever you want to say, whether it's slow down or not. It's just such a wide open area where the tank needs something, not random necessarily, but something that's faster than the tank to happen, like a tri-cap or something.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough spot, especially if you don't have a hittable on either side of the brush. Unfortunately, our tanks put all their hittables on one side, and the Survivors obviously fight on the side that doesn't have hittables. So yeah, if you just stay away from the hittables, the tank really has nothing to really work with besides the roof where the SI can kind of drop off of. But other than that one spawn, you don't have to really worry about anything else. But regardless, we're going live here with the second half of this second map. Once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. You were watching Team Brute Force take on Team Silencio Jockies. Double cap happening right at the safe room. In fact, a triple cap happening as that Hunter gets cleared, actually. That's a lot of damage. Jockey bringing Nick back inside the safe room. That is a ton of damage. And that
Look at the spread.
That spit went crazy.
Yes, it did. And that got... Okay, 96 spit damage, but I'm even more impressed with the fact that it hit almost every survivor equally there, because that's immediately what you want. I gotta admit, I love games like this where it's like, yeah, some people really like seeing the SI play where it's like, okay, people are gonna make every safe room, but whoever has the higher bonus is gonna win then at the end. But I love seeing multiple tank wipes. I love seeing like really, really well coordinated SI play, and that tri-cap outside the safe room is exactly what I love.
Yeah, it seems like this is going to be one of those games where the SI hits are just out of this world from both teams. Like, it seems like, once again, their SI is just completely dialed in. Anyway, Smoker's going for a pole bomb, not going to find it, though. Another pole attempt. Uzi shutting him down, though, as a tongue goes out for Nick. Nick does find the Hunter underneath the staircase, though, but he's not going to let it pounce him. They actually pounced his coach instead, though. And they still have this Spitter and Charger at the top here to work with. Tank getting a spawn now, though, so this Charger Spit going to work going inside of the staircase here, but Charger actually becomes a tank, so it's going to die off. Spit dies down in the doorway, so that's going to delay the Survivors push back a little bit, and tank up in the hands of a Snooze for Brute.
I mean, depending on where the Survivors position themselves, like I said, they could go for that really, really early chip. He's got that car into play. Actually, that's not in play anymore.
These car hits are just so terrible.
Is that what you think gets me? You think they're terrible?
Yeah, what else do you want me to say? Ram's first hit on the freaking car, threw it on top of this ledge, and then it rolled down. His second hit put it across the street on top of the freaking like roof, and then his just threw it over the freaking top of the bridge.
Well, this tank's taking a lot of chip actually, like trying to go for. He's going for that car. He took 1,500 chip to do that. That's not. He's in a bad spot now too.
If he really wanted that, he could have just like dropped down and gone under the bridge and not taken all that chip.
He's in a terrible spot because he's going to be almost AI by the time he gets up there. That was a misplay by Team Brute Force because this is AI.
Yeah, this is
either instant. Oh shit! That's out.
That's horrible. Oh wait, no. Next establishing it. Or Coach was establishing LOS.
LOS, yeah. That is also out of play. I feel so
Yeah,
bad
am I
for
still
this
over
tank.
exaggerating?
I feel so bad for this poor tank. Get all 3 of his hittables out there, but he is going to be coming in. He's getting absolutely destroyed right now. Like, just not really a whole lot he can do because he's getting just mowed down. He's going to finally get a punch under Rochelle. Actually might be able to get the in-cap under Rochelle now thanks to his SI support, but that's the problem with areas like that. Getting a nice punch with the piece him too. This tank's doing an okay amount of work for what he had, but I felt so bad for those 3 hittable hits.
Yeah, just none of those hittables working with him. Prodigy Sims Halloween Party. That is one fancy Spider-Man outfit. But regardless, they do manage to make it past that tank, so they will be able to continue on at least for distance points. Health bonus as it stands not in a bad shape either, down to a 612. That will be 30% on the solid health bonus, 100% on the damage bonus, and the only person right now that will be actually affecting the damage bonus will be Ram, as he's the only person with any temporary to actually speak of. Well, actually, Avocado also has temporary, but he has some solid to buffer it.
Has to get rid of the solid HP first, and then finally it'll start actually doing that damage. But again, tough area to play that tank. Jockey getting shut down, Hunter's still down below. Survivor's playing it pretty safely right there, just firing down and killing everything that comes into their face. And now that Charger is going to have to probably Nope, not going to despawn. He's going to get a fist onto Prodigy Sim.
Yeah, Pisum actually dropping down into the tail end of that spit, and then also running right into the Charger's face. That will go ahead and drop the health bonus by 6%. So, a little bit of misplay on his part, but I mean, with the position that they're in right now, they're definitely looking to take the lead on this map, because it was a close game coming out of map 1. So, with their current health bonus, once again, I'm pretty sure they're going to be walking away with the lead after this map. Boomer dropping in, though, grabs a single proxy out on the Nick spit, throwing out that spit, really out of nothing there. Grabs a couple ticks on Nick, smoke around, pull here onto Coach in the backfield. Ellis wasn't right there to actually clear. He was running towards the other survivors. He runs back down to grab that clear. But that's actually a nice amount of damage. Both Ellis and Coach dropping down quite a bit health bonus-wise. And that's going to actually lower them by a lot. Wow. Actually, that dropped them down by like 100 at least health bonus-wise. Damage bonus down 97% and health bonus at 15.
Pisum pushing the witch, jumping on her head and firing straight down in order to get the crown in style. Nice boom pop right there, deciding to blitz the choke before the spawns are really prepared for that. Good play by him. I checked their bonus, and they still have a large amount of damage bonus right here. Charger going in, getting a stumble, but nothing more really. Spit's gonna go down on nothing, and now this Hunter is forced to spawn.
Indeed, he won one of those big 25 damage pounces, but he's going to go ahead and think better and go ahead and just save it. So
yeah, the higher up that you have the Hunter, the more damage it does when it hits someone.
Yeah, basically what you want to do with a Hunter is you want to kind of hold down control, and that's the main thing. You want to hold control, because if you let go of it at any point in time, you won't be able to pounce or do anything. You can't cap survivors and whatnot. So you want to pretty much just hold down at control and start M1ing, and wherever you look, the Hunter will go that way.
That pop was sick.
Yeah, that was a beautiful M1 there by Rochelle.
Yes, the M1 by Rochelle popping the boomer right there. Smoker getting a pull on Rochelle in the back, however. Jockey going for the intercept, getting M2'd. Hunter's going to land the front onto Apathy right there. Jockey finally dies. Do you even have the health to actually get the call in? I don't know.
I do. I think they can. I think they can make safe from off this. They have very high temp, including Apathy, obviously non-temp yet, but he does have a lot of solid. Although this next hit could be foretelling. Charger goes down, 1-2 charge. Nick actually dropping down, they're taking a little bit of fall damage as well from that break, I think. And yeah, so we'll see survivors. Apathy now down the L, so now they do have a slow survivor. But it seems like they're thinking the same thought train that I am, where they can make this event. Maybe not safe for them at this point, but I think this event is very easily doable. Boomer spawns up inside the quick mark, going to go ahead and get a double boom actually. Smoker pulling Nick back outside the doorway, and Spitter going to go ahead and try and separate the survivors there with that spit. It doesn't totally encompass the doorway, but it will do the job for now. And actually, this Hunter looking for a separation pounce here actually does find out onto Coach. That's going to put Avocado slow, actually, just from the damage already inflicted out onto him. So they're going to have to make their way now to the Cola drop-off with 2 slow survivors.
Let's see, the Smoker is going to go for a despawn as well, working his way, maybe not for despawn, maybe he's just going to go in, depending on who he can pull, but they can still probably get this Cola in, depending on if they can frag a couple of these other SI. They do manage to kill that Smoker. The Smoker was trying to be sneaky, maybe he thought it was invisible, just running across the front there, but the survivors were able to pick him, and I'm still surprised a little bit by how many more Hunters land when that M2 feature is turned off, but you see a lot more just, like, caps than I think you would in Pro Mod. Speaking of caps, what the hell was that? That was that Charger, like, pretty much hanging in midair for a second, and then getting that charge onto Apathy. Somebody lagged. Boomer got a double boom as well. Rochelle's going to force their way up here. Kissme confirming that there is no stream. Indeed, there is no stream right now. Technically, it's a cast recording, so it's a local recording, which isn't technically a stream, because streams involve transmitting information across miles of burning woodland known as Pennsylvania right now.
Pretty much.
Kind of.
I don't even feel bad about this fire though anymore, because that fire in Canada is really freaking scary. That thing is like, that thing's like 3,000 square miles or something. But anyway, beautiful jockey there on incapping him. Common incapping else. Spit goes down in between all the survivors. Not going to find any more targets though. But actually now Ellis, or not Ellis, but Rochelle getting incapped on the jockey inside the room. Nick pistoling it down though. But now Avocado, the only survivor up. They do manage to get the call inside of the drop-off point though. And now it's up to Avocado, a.k.a. Acer, to actually get these pickups and restore the hope in Team Silencio Jockies. Peacem dies off. All hope is dead. And that is going to be the end of Confoggle. GG, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
We're done. That's it. Next time we need to have something come out with like something called EQ or something like that. Nice. That was an interesting charge going out there, but did get immediately cleared. Boomer working his way away, and he's actually lagging. That's what that was. Okay, now it makes sense. Acer goes down to Common in the corner over there. Smoker and Jockey might be able to bring this to a halt, indeed they do, so they kill Apathy, and Ramirez is the last person left, and he found the Jockey. That's interesting because they are going to be, what, close to 200 points ahead now going into map 3, and this is another one of the situations. Team with higher ping doing a pretty good job right now. Skeet, not going to be able to land, unfortunately, though, for Ramirez, so that is going to be the white.
Indeed it will. So we'll be moving on to map 3 now. They do manage to take the lead though by around was that 190 points. So not too shabby of a lead. We haven't seen them. Well, we didn't see either team make the save from here. First map though, I believe both of them did. So yeah, we'll see what the next map holds in store for them. Map 3, once again, as always, the do or die map, as a lot of people like to call it for this campaign. It's pretty much a map 4 of any normal standard 5 map campaign, except this one obviously only has 4 maps, so it's shorter, but it is the map 4 where anything can happen, and it's worth a lot of points. What?
I couldn't tell if you were trolling there or not. It's like, it is the map 4. It is worth a lot of points, but it's map 3.
See, normally what teams want to do inside of matches is you don't try. You don't try until map 4, but you see this map doesn't really have a map 4 that fits the same description of every other 5, yeah, the same criteria as any standard 5 map. So instead we move that down to map 3. So this map 3 is the map 4 of a normal campaign, and this is where you want to see these teams start trying. You want to see them start breaking out of the norm and doing their actual team strats and whatnot, and you know, taking a lead here, a bigger lead than normal in any other map. Because as we've learned from anything in the past, if you try in this game, you're an idiot. So everyone agreed, you know, no one here is to try until map 4, and that's exactly what we've been seeing for the past 5 years in this game. And yeah, so we're going live.
I agree. It's completely just now the time for, you know, this tank's really late, 83%, so it's going to be around the event, maybe in a little bit after it.
So you know what that means? No one here is going to try until 83% of the way through map 3, or aka map 4.
Indeed, yes, this is now map 4. I completely agree. Hunter, Charger, Boomer, Smoker for the first hit coming out here. Smoker's going to get a pull through the fence there. Charger does manage to land. Boomer is going to come from back in the safe room. Nice quad boom going out onto the survivors along with that clear on the Smoker. But, again, because the multicaps didn't land in order, there was a hard, like, it's kind of difficult to get damage in an area like that, especially in a team like this where they have the clears so fast. Like, everything was dead pretty much, even if it did land in the next, like, 2 seconds. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, that wasn't really that good of an attack out either for that area. It's very claustrophobic to say the least, and they were trying to work with a lot of separation. Unless that Charger landed some very oddly angled charge, nothing was really going to come out. But nice charge attempt, though, dropping down in front of the survivors. Nice skeet there as well by the survivors. Team Silencio Jockeys just hitting their stride right now, it seems, with both their SI and their survivor, taking it to Team Brute Force and shutting down these past 2 attacks with virtually no infliction of damage coming onto them. And they're going to keep making their way up to the drop-off point, and it looks like Rochelle is lagging out. Where'd she go?
She's still at the bottom. I think we're gonna see a pause. No, never mind.
It looks like all 3 of them are lagging really heavily.
Oh, red ping.
Maybe.
There's that, but again, sometimes the ping is even it's smooth to play through. Sometimes, like apparently on 20-sec Russian servers, but other times it just gets to be a lot where everything's shaking. Looks like a PowerPoint presentation. I haven't seen that yet, but it looks as though they're waiting to take a hit here for some reason.
You haven't seen a PowerPoint yet? Have you ever seen a game
Now
played on
I've seen
30
a
tick?
PowerPoint. I've seen it now.
Have you ever seen a 30 tick server? Do you want a 30 tick server?
Do you see RAM? Are you seeing this?
I don't see anything wrong. I like PowerPoints. What's wrong with it?
He's literally a PowerPoint animation right now.
He's like one of those sticky note things.
Mm-hmm. Great. I love this. I love pauses. Pauses are my favorite.
Pause is the best.
That's why we play this game, obviously.
I don't know.
Right. What?
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 I don't know. I was reading something in chat and I was like, wait, what? Not actual Twitch chat.
Something in chat.
No. Chat's dead right now because I'm not streaming.
Chat is dead. We're local recording, so there is no more chat. I'm sorry. No more ability. Oh, hey, actually, because they sat there, the spawn timing baiter thing actually came up, and they actually managed to move like 2 more feet. That didn't happen. Nice double, triple boom actually happening right now. And that Hunter's going to go in, Magic land on the green survivor. Spit's going to be on top of that. Unfortunately, the Spitter already spit on the Hunter, so he wasn't able to spit on the Charger. That's the most damage we've seen of an attack this chapter so far.
Yeah, and even that didn't really yield all that much damage there for Team Brute Force. I mean, Ram and Apathy probably took around a combined 40 damage from that one hit. But once again, if you look at how much damage they took up to this point, that 40 damage is really under par for what they actually need damage-wise. They need like a big 100 or something to happen here.
Right, and obviously this event can be pretty perilous, but at the same point in time, not a whole lot of people have wiped out the event. It's either been like they've taken a lot of damage and then wiped out the tank or something else like that. Pull going out in the back is going to get cleared after a little delay right there, and the Charger's just going to stand there completely alone in the back, not going in saving. And I'm surprised he actually didn't get hunted down.
Yeah, if I was the survivors, I probably would have pushed into him and tried to seek that kill. But regardless, we'll see them go ahead and push the way through the event now. Tank once again will be surviving up at 83%. I believe that is Long Hallway, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we'll see them setting up for the escalator hit. They're going to have that Jockey, Boomer, Charger, and a Spitter. So a 2-2, not the most favorable hit that you would like here for this. But we'll actually see these survivors play this very smartly and actually stay at the bottom of the escalator as to avoid taking this while the Horde is actually active. For you guys that haven't watched any of the past games as of just yet, this Horde is actually limited. It's 120 common, and then it will cease to
180.
180. That was 120.
No, 180. The only reason I know that is because I was paying attention to the chat that prints after the round. Boomer's going to go in there and does get popped. Jockey's going to go in and get pretty much shut down. I think they're probably going to save the Charger. The Spitter could actually delay if the survivors decide to push. But yeah, that's the problem. It's 180 common, and one of the teams last night obviously did not know that the event was something you could hold out. Again, if they had read either the rules or the Ace Mod changelog, they would have realized that. But since technically the config wasn't also printing correctly yet, I'm not still sure why that is, but
I mean,
again,
if you just played the map a couple times,
if you played the map like twice, you would know.
Or if you just played it once, you would know.
Yeah, that's true.
But who am I to ask such silly things? Anyway, Charger and attack coming in here, though. Boomer lands a nice double boom. Spit goes down on one of the survivors. Charger unfortunately did miss. Smoker got to pull onto Possum, pulling him towards the escalator, I should say. And Peasum just running right through the Spit. And they're going to go ahead and take the top of it now. They know that the event is almost over here. They probably have another 30 seconds or so of common, and they should be good to go. Peasum pushing the button. He's going to go for it. He wants to turn off this alarm as much as I want them to, because it is just going off and off and off. And I gotta say, this game has some of the best alarm sounds in the world. I mean, you think of like Parish 2 event, you got like this one, you got, what else? I know there's other alarms. I know there's car alarms and stuff. Well, car alarms in general.
Question Blastics has a lot of alarms too.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out in week 15.
Week 15, yeah, okay. Penultimate week of the tournament. Sounds great to me. Hits coming in, everything from the front. These hits have been a little bit staggered from Team Brute Force. I think they either just unsure about where to hit, or Silencio Jockies are just mowing them down. Probably a combination of both. But this Hunter and Boomer are going to try to make something happen here. Hunter going in, Magic land on the coach. Boomer gets a nice double boom, but again, nothing really to follow it up, so not a whole lot going.
Indeed, and Boomer will actually go ahead and put B-Hop himself over into Rochelle's face, and Peasum is there waiting and willing to beat him in the face with a golf club and prox him onto her as well. Tank now spawning up in the hands of MDFST for Team Brute Force, and he's going to have a bit of a long run ahead of him. 3 survivors stuck on the inside of the alarm room, though, from that split, but they should be able to get out of here with a lot of time to spare.
This seems to be the place that people are fighting this tank nowadays in this config. Obviously, like right here. Smoker's gonna try to get a pull. Trying to go for a pull charge. Charge is gonna go imagining to, oh my, that's what happened before, which is why I was so confused. I think it was Ram who keeps getting those kind of chargers or something like that, where the charger just stops and then teleports over across. I guess Ram's internet connecting from Florida to Germany is not going so well.
Quite possibly. That could definitely be what's happening here. But yeah, so we'll see Team Silencio Jockeys yet again, just holding out this tank. He is on second pass now, 90% rage. And Silencio Jockeys sitting very high with the HP right now. And it looks like they're going to have to commit with a Hunter, Smoker, and a Boomer. That is some weak support. This is not what you want at all, except for the Smoker. But regardless, they're going to go ahead and push the tank in now. Tank's arm's not reaching as of just a nice triple boom, though. I don't know how that happened, but Tank manages to kill Boomer and also get the punch on Rochelle. Smoker grabbed pull on one survivor up front, and now this is actually going a lot better than it should have. Hunter latching onto the survivor that got punched away by the tank. And there's going to be 2 cap survivors. Ram's going to die here. I take it all back. That's exactly what you want for this. What is...
Yeah, guys, remember, bad support for the area, but then it's going to be a wipe, pretty much. Curve Rock going in, not going to land. That's going to be another death onto Acer, and the Smoker has a recharge, too. Tank still has 2k HP, and that boom, I think he either got up by climbing up or spawning behind something like close to them that they couldn't pop immediately, because that was fantastic. And there's your double cap, Kissme. I was not expecting a wipe there, especially not with that support, but look at what they made happen.
That is a complete, utter destroyment of myself. I just wrecked myself, and I didn't even check myself. That is just unbelievable destroyment. I made fun of Ram before for getting destroyed, but that was just, that was bad. That was a horrible call by me. I mean,
that was bad.
In all honesty, that Boomer should not have landed, let alone of that magnitude.
Like, that was weird. Yeah, like I said, that should, if you're playing the game by the odds, it's how people usually like to play it, and well, most people like to play it, where it's like, this should happen here, or this should not. That's one thing that definitely should not happen. That's a bad thing. The other thing, though, is that when they were cutting that tank, 3 of them were on the one side, and then the one person got pulled, nobody could clear him. I feel like that actually wouldn't have been as bad if that one survivor who was smoked would have gotten cleared, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if they were just able to, like, not all wrap around that one side, and one of the survivors just stayed with Nick who got pulled, or just didn't, once again, follow the other survivors backwards, they would have been in a lot better position. That Smoker would have gone clear. They would have left with only one SI up, that would being the Hunter. Boomer would have probably still boomed 2 survivors, but that's much more manageable than, 3 boomed, Hunter still up, Smoker got pulled, or got a pull. And the other survivors are really in no place to get that clear. So... it is what it is, and we'll go live here with the second half of the third map. Team Brute Force over on the Survivor. Team Silencio Jockeys over on the SI. And we'll see if they can actually, put some band-aids on what just happened there. And, not let them get any or too many points back, or even take the lead here. Because Brute Force, that tank isn't that hard. This map isn't all that hard. But once again, it's going to come down to how they take everything up to the tank.
Lag on the Survivor side of things as well. Might be the server again. Like I said, we've just been cursed this entire week. Hunter's going for scratches on Rochelle over there. Getting like 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7, 8 scratches. What is going on, Rochelle? What the fuck? Look at this shit. She can't kill that Hunter. Look at how much damage is put onto Rochelle.
For the Shire.
Nice lag is what they're saying. They couldn't actually shoot Acer's Hunter, and Acer got 54 damage in scratches.
Yeah, Mao is really lagging, and this is their home server. I don't know if that's a good choice of a home server, or if it's just Mao's internet. I mean, I'm not really one to speak of bad internet. My internet's been really bad lately, hence why we're local recording this. But that's something else. That was a lot of scratches. I'm sure the Shire just like... well, I don't even know if the Shire is actually still alive. I don't think the Shire ever actually dies, but for the Shire. Anyway, attack him here. Smoker looking for pull onto Ellis there. Does find it, but Hunter intercepting it. Charger getting destroyed, though, by the shotguns of the survivors. And the Smoker's on getting broken again. Nice triple boom landing, though. That's going to cause a bit of a delay here at 14 Brute Force. And, yeah, we'll see the Smoker continue on his merry way, looking for a bit of a cheeky pull here in the back.
Might be able to get a despawn before the survivors are able to make up this escalator, depending on if the other SI have spawned. I think they will. They should have another pretty good hit. It's going to be a Hunter, Boomer, Jockey, and a Smoker for the next set of spawns. They might elect to send it before the survivors get fully upstairs, but let's see, the Bruin's gonna drop in, gets a nice double boom. Smoker's gonna miss upon Nick in the front. Survivor's rightfully backing downstairs here to clear this hit. Smoker is gonna get a pull right there though, gonna get cleared. Hunter's going in and going to land real quick, but then that Jockey's gonna be able to work his way back upstairs, not really gonna be able to go in. So pretty good shutdown right there, but I'm still looking at their health, and it's not the position they want to be in.
Indeed, and I just found a beautiful plant. Really.
Okay.
Anyway, Mao getting jocked and like warping across the map with the jockey on him. I'm sure even the jockey was like, wait, how did I just move that fast?
People warping around is not what you want to see here. It's, like I said, it's been both server and client side a very interesting week. One of the toughest weeks probably in the history of competitive Left 4 Dead 2 to play in. But again, teams are sticking through it.
And you know when it happened? For my tournament.
Exactly. Smoker's gonna get shot in the face there, nothing going. The Charter is gonna stumble over those boxes, a little bit of spit damage going out, not a whole lot. Charter got a scratch as well. And just a boomer up in the hands of Prodigy to maybe jump around the corner. Oh, he's going for the B-hop, not gonna land.
Indeed, and yeah, well, looking ahead to this tank really does not want to go after Mao, aka
Right.
Rochelle, because you're not gonna, one, you're not gonna catch him, because he's just lagging all over. Secondly, even if you do catch him, you're not gonna get anything for registration. I mean, look at that. You're not gonna hit him. This is horrific.
This is fantastic. I don't know what you mean. Like, there's more complications to add to the game here. Look at that. Oh my god. She tried to open the door and she just bounced off it like it was a force field.
Maybe it is a force field. You got a problem with that?
Good luck trying to get a,
We
a
made
pull on
some
her.
changes to Ace mod. There's force fields everywhere. Charger going in, though, not going to find anything. Hunter latching on. Nick, though, on top of the boxes. Now Jockey's going to go in and look for cap. But Jockey gets stuck inside. What?
Got skeeted apparently because he got stuck inside the hitbox right there because this game is absolutely fantastic. Prodigy Sims Charger is still in the bathroom over. What is he doing? Is he on top of the... He's on top of the stall for a second there, then managed to get out, but looks as though our survivors are going to try to push their way close to the second floor. They can't push the escalator right now because there are spawns. I feel like they should sit there and hold it out.
Yeah, I would be all down for that. And yeah, you obviously don't want to push up here. You don't want to go in the alarm room. You don't want to trigger a tank. That's like, general 101 for Left 4 Dead 2 is if you can hold on an event or a horde and not trigger tank with it, that's the better thing to do. But we'll see another attack looking to make its way in here in a few moments, I'm sure. And actually, who knows? They might actually end up just holding this. Oh, no, I lied. Here they go. Charger dropping down, taking the smoke target. Going to put him up against the grate in the back there. Spickle's on top of it. Actually overshoots, though. And that's going to be a little bit of a break there for Coach as that Spick completely whiffed. It is worth noting, though, Snooze and MDFST both down into the yellow now. Mount as well, but he's already popped a set of pills. And so they are actually relatively hurting for this event.
He almost got stuck there for a second, so he had to spec. Aether asking for a DQ. Don't think it's going to happen, but that is actually going to put his team in a worse position now because they're going to have to sit up here and take another hit before they can keep pushing forward. The Horde probably still has a few seconds left. There's a lot of common downstairs still coming up that escalator. Charger, Boomer, Hunter, Jockey for the next hit, spawning in the front right there. Hunter finding his way back from Oblivion, getting skeeted. Jockey's going to go and manages to land. Charger manages to land as well. These long charges for some reason are connecting.
Indeed, that Boomer will find a single boom out onto Rochelle somehow, some way. And that will fall all the Horde out onto her. This Horde should be pretty much done, though, after this boom is waited out. There's probably like another 5 seconds of Horde, which it really shouldn't be that much.
Honestly, they could take the lead here depending on how they take this tank. Like, if they stand in the corner, they probably have a good chance of killing it or like finding a way to kite it and knock it inexplicably tri-boom, because that's what we saw happen on the last half. But Bitter, Jockey, and the Smoker for the next hit coming in here right here. Jockey is going to get skeeted, and the spit's going to go down on the survivors who are already able to move out of it. And that Smoker does get a couple ticks, but they still have 3 pills. They're going to be fast when they fight this tank, and as long as they can look their way at the safe room, they should take the lead. Again, though, if I'm them, I'm not really going to be too happy about this because it is the home server.
Yeah, you don't want to be playing like this on your home server again. You want to be able to come out of it with a nice, healthy lead. But regardless, we'll see Rochelle go and push towards a witch now. Going to go ahead and possibly look for the crown. I think she's like out in the stairwell though, but I doubt they're going to be able to actually take that before the tank gets
Tank first, yeah.
Yeah. Even though she did spawn first, they still have a ways to go to actually get the tank, obviously. And yeah, Nick's going to go ahead and trigger it. Charge looking for a spawn behind the box there. Does find it, but doesn't land any charge. Smoker and pull onto Ellis there in the back as well. And Boomer spawning up. He gets a single boom out onto Mao. That's going to be a bit of Horde actually bringing, or being brought out onto her. Well, Mao's character is a girl, but I'm pretty sure Mao is an actual guy. I'm not calling him a girl, people. I'm not calling him a girl.
The tank is in the hands of Acer. I love Acer just for his humor and his, like, you know, what he brings to the game. He plays to have fun, which is good. He's a competitor, but he also has fun with it, which is what you need to do in a game like this.
Indeed, and this tank's gonna push right in here. He doesn't have really anything to wait for. There's not gonna be any horde to help him out here. There is a smoker charger jockey, and this is like the ideal setup of what you'd like to have here for this hit. We'll see what they can do with it though. Charger or tank looking for a hit there on Nick, not gonna find it. It does actually land one hit now. Now that's a 2-cap landing, I believe. As the Charger has found one survivor. Nice double punch onto 2 survivors. Another double punch, getting a double lane cap there. And Rochelle is actually permanently slow right now. No pills next to her. That's going to be an in cap out on her. Turns attention over to Coach now. And that's going to be 1 punch.
What a tank.
2 more punches will do it. And that's going to put him down to 5 HP. And a rock to finish it off. Actually misses it. And there we go. There's
what a tank by Acer.
Yeah, really well played. And beautiful SI support as well. Survivors also kind of funneling themselves over towards that planner, that being Ellis and Nick, and allowing for the double punches to just rain down on top of them. 2 really easily secured double end caps up in there.
That's unfortunate for Team Brute Force because they're behind just under 1,200 or under 200 points going into this finale, and we've seen some interesting stuff happen on the finale, of course, in the past week. But this means that in all likelihood they're going to be behind going in, especially because they're playing as Kissme, and Kissme and Scavenge just go together like peas and carrots. They're gonna like they're gonna be behind probably going into the away game, which is not what you want.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rough for them unless there is some sort of a away game gods like we've seen some teams, like the whole first week of games. I think we had the away games just faring better for the actual away team for some reason. So maybe it'll come true in this particular game as well. But yeah, so we'll go on to the final map here. Team Brute Force in the behind, or in the back, not by much though. But once again, Team Silencio Jockies taking a lead here early on, up around 200 points yet again. So we'll see how well they can fare here on this event. We can definitely still see Brute Force if they can wipe with an early hit here or even a tank. I mean, they don't need to wait for the tank because we've seen some really insane hits do a lot of damage.
This might not be one of them depending on that because they have 4 zeros on the board, but besides that, 2 2s in this area have been what people have been getting mostly for this hit, but I don't understand. And in this hallway, it's so hard to land almost anything. I think because the survivors have room to move, and they know there's only like 2 or 3 places the SI could come from.
I really hope they don't shoot the witch.
You don't think they would, and I don't think they're going to.
I hope not. But regardless, they're going to go ahead and make their way towards the elevator. One of the survivors was shooting off some shotgun shots. They're probably trying to goat me into looking and seeing if they were shooting out the witch, and you know, it worked. I thought they were shooting out the witch.
Oh, seriously, that might not be an immediate DQ though. If she doesn't glitch out, if she actually makes her way up, then it's still fine.
Well, yeah,
it's just the risk of it.
Yeah, you got like a 25% chance of that witch. If you shoot it, it's gonna glitch out, and it's known that it has a high chance of glitching.
Do it anyway, see exactly what happens, but they're going to draw a crown it here instead. Boomer's going to spawn up on the side, actually. Jockey to the left in that room. Charger and 100 for the rest. Here comes the withdrawal going in. She gets stuck in that corner so much, too. Nice recap landing, however, and that actually is the person who the witch apparently got aggro by. She actually lit.
What?
Oh, what?
I'm so confused right now. What is going on?
What is going on? She's juking.
She just rocketed out of the elevator. What? She scratched Alice, blew up the can, and then went after someone else in the elevator.
Coach hit them and then re-aggroed on Ram and hit him. I don't get it. I really
then somehow she
anymore.
stumbled out of the elevator and like rocketed out of it. I'm so confused right now. I don't even know what I just saw. Normally there's some logical explanation. I don't know what I just saw. Like I would have to slow that down and reanalyze it or something. That something got by me there because that
How
was
many
weird.
cans they have?
Oh wow, what is that? 5, 8, 9?
What the hell? That might
be 10.
2 seconds. Yeah, there are 3 cans left. That one just got blown to smithereens.
Oh god,
that spit's gonna go down.
No, that's gonna blow. It's blown.
Yep.
That's gonna be another one. I don't know if that one got lit. I think it did. It might have gotten lit. I'm not too sure. No, he saved it.
No, Acer saved it. Yeah. Still though, that was an insane amount of cans. After an insane amount of witch scratches that we saw, that's a lot of cans on the floor. Here comes another spit down. Not going to land, laying on top of the car instead of the cans. We should have a scavenge tournament at some point, Kissme.
I wouldn't mind it. It'd just be the gank teams to sign up. I would think it'd be good though if teams actually sign up. But actually, for the amount of camps that they have, they're not able to actually kill any of them off. Let alone stop them from putting in. But that's gonna be 5 cans, 5 big cans getting blown up right there. And if a survivor walks in that fire, that will literally end-cap them in like 2 seconds. I think that is so much damage.
Live look at the freaking state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, pretty much. Or Canada, Fort McMurray.
A huge amount of fire, and this is still going to be only 4 cans. They got like 10 of them, but then they screwed up the part about like pouring them in. This is still only the 5th can right here. That hunter actually stopped it, and the can burst.
They literally shot the can while Pawn trying to kill that hunter. Jockey bringing Alice up on top of the 3rd floor there a little bit.
Messing this up.
Yeah, they had a great window there. They literally had 10 cans in front of the car waiting to go, and they just couldn't shut down the SI attacks well enough and actually make their way and actually clear up the survivors well enough to actually get the cans in. And that's what I've noticed a lot of. The teams in this map in particular have not been working together at all. Like, when you have a survivor pouring cans, you need like 1 or 2 people on him, not shooting anything else, but shooting the common off of him, because he can't put. Is that gonna blow up? That's gonna blow up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Alice, that one's gonna blow up. No.
That's 2. Yep, that's gonna be even more cans. This is painful now. Like, they're almost out of pills. They have 1 set left. They have 3 people bleeding, and they still only have 4 cans. And this is ridiculous right now. Like, the defense by Brute Force has been great, but at the same point in time, this has just been a bunch of mistakes by the survivors made over and over again. They're gonna try to put 3 more in, but this tank, honestly, the tank should be spawning soon. Like, not even kidding. Like, this should be like only 4. Maybe if they get these 3 in, that'd be good for them. But again, they're getting hit by common. Hunter does get speeded. Charger doesn't get much of anything. But here comes the spit. Gonna go down on top of those cans, forcing the survivors to take even more damage. Kissme.
This is just hard to watch, like you said. They're not able to just shut down the SI and just play as a team. It's like they don't stick together at all. Like, look, that common, one common, no one shot until the very end. It's like you need to help your teammates. Like,
Great play with that spitter too, staying alive and just being able to snipe whatever it could.
Oh yeah, that spitter gets MVP. It literally just blew up like probably, I don't even know, that one spit got like 5 cans. It probably blew up around 10 cans.
It's a wipe now because Silencio Jockies, they have 2 people slow, the other one's bleeding out. They're split up again, as you mentioned. There's the pounce going out into Coach. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just lack of not playing it as much as other maps, but as you said, there's been so much separation, even from known scavenge players like Tool. We saw in his last match, like, this is a ridiculous amount of separation. Tank's going to be able to commit in on that. It's getting a nice long arm punch on to Apathy right there. He's going to work his way over to the side, getting the in-cap onto Ramirez. And they're actually going to try to light the tank on fire. Not going to work because tanks don't catch fire against them, but it does take damage while standing. Actually, never mind, I don't think it actually did take damage while standing in the flame. Tank still has about 800, 900 health left. Landing that rock onto Apathy, this is going to be a wipe kiss.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Charger coming in from behind Nick does manage to land the cap, and that will close the doors here on Team Silencio Jockies for the Survivor half on the final map. And they only got 7 cans, and they were only 200 up coming into this. So that's like 11 cans. If Brute Force can get like 10, 11 cans, it will be virtually tied. There's really nothing else to be said. Once again, I feel like that was a very botched.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, that was really botched there by Team Silencio Jockies. But once again, beautiful spitter play to capitalize on top of them. Once again, they just didn't play together. Like, there's not really anything else that can be said. It's just that they didn't stick together and help the pourer out at all. And the thing is, like, between the cans burning and the spit, there was no downtime with SI spawns either. So it was just really rough for them to even get a can in. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. But that's what happens if you just don't stick together and actually help each other out.
We'll see if Team Brute Force can have a little better luck, I guess, on the Survivor side here. If they can actually take the lead again, that'd be optimal for them going into this next game. At least I'm pretty sure this is going to be another game. Again, I came this a little bit late. We do have that Hunter landing onto Rochelle. Now there's going to be a nice stumble back through the spit, and that jockey gets around the corner. This is the opposite of what they were looking for.
Yeah, that's going to be a good 50-60 damage at least out onto Snooze by the time they pass push his common as well. And he might actually take an in-cap because that common's actually really slowing him down. They will drop below that 60 HP range all the way down to 70, 80 now, and he actually doesn't end up getting cleared. But he took a big chunk of damage there. He was probably around 30 or so.
That Charger. trying to get just some cheeky damage through the door. Not gonna work, but he also still has 600 HP, so now they should be able to hit on the Witch. Again, we weren't expecting the Witch to be able to cleave, that's what she did on the last half. So, again, see if the Left 4 Dead randomness can actually have, like, a positive impact in terms of balance. I highly doubt it, but now this Boomer's gonna spawn up on the side as well, just kind of jumping off the ladder. Gonna go wander next to the survivors, trying to vomit through, and not going to work. Charger getting chipped, Spitter's gonna go down, and this is an odd attack now.
Yeah, this Witch is actually full aggro, and now for some reason she's not going off, though. Kind of confused right now, but there we go. Someone actually shot her. Not too sure who it was. It was Mal. He gets a draw count. Beautifully played. There's a double cap happening, but instantaneously clear. Spit goes on inside the elevator, but that should not hit anyone. It actually hit Ellis, I think, because the spit landed on the outside of the elevator and spread into it.
Right, that's the one part where it still does a little bit of damage, but comparatively, they're actually in a better spot right now because they obviously almost took that end cap onto Mal, or not Mal, rather, it was Snooze, but the Witch didn't cleave 3 of them, so they're in a better spot right now than Silencio Jockies. Where now, if they can just kill the Spitter or something like that, or just find a way in general to not have 5 cans lit at the same time, they actually definitely could take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see Team Silencio Jockies having that Spitter. Spit goes on top of the cans. Doesn't manage to land fire, though. Actually, no, there is one that can manage to get it lit. And that's going to be a lot of burn on the 2 of those fires. Plus, they're inside the Spit. Look at the HP of Brute Force. Just decimated. Oh, my God.
Wow.
They went from 3 greens to nothing. They have 2 yellows and 2 reds.
This is still happening.
Are they throwing down cans into the freaking fire?
Yes.
I mean, they can still win it. They just have to keep it close on the away game. But we'll see 2 cans getting blown into the air. They do manage to fall back down, though. As that Boomer, you know, for anyone that doesn't know, if a Boomer blows up by a can, it ends up blowing the can up in there, pretty much. And yeah, actually, that's not going to be tagging the can there. But Smoker and Paul, they're onto Rachel. Doesn't get cleared off. But as it currently stands, they're 400 points down. So they need another, like, oh god, like 8 cans. So yeah, they're going to need like around the 10, 11 can range to actually tie things up.
Brute Force, though, is doing a better job than Silencio Jockies in terms of actually protecting their teammates who are pouring. They should at least win this chapter, if not the entire series, game, whatever you want to call it. That is not going to be another can burn. Charger does land on to Nick. Smoker going for a repull as well. They have, what, one more set of kills in the counter, so they have 1, 2, they have 2 total left because somebody just popped. That means that they're still going to have maybe 3 or all 4 fast for a little while longer. Now they're not doing the same thing I mentioned, that they can clear comment off the people who they're with. Like, basic stuff, you would think.
Yeah, it's like you don't worry about the comment that are on you. You clear off the can board because you have so little time to get everything done. And that's going to be another 2 cans thrown down to the survivors. SI Tech is going on the survivors up top, though. And that's kind of a bad move because these survivors will still get the full distance points here. They should be trying to stop the floors, but they get full cans in there. There is a double cap happening up top, but actually Nick getting ledge hung. But that is going to be 2 in caps happening on them. And this tank in the hands of Kissme is going to be able to easily wrap things up here, I would assume. There's nothing really stopping them.
Yeah, that's actually going into that game. That's good.
That's a pretty slim gap.
Well, it's good in the sense, obviously, for Team Silencio Jockies, they won the game. Like, that's the impressive part. But then if you're on the side of Brute Force, then you're thinking, like, we can do the same thing and make the comeback here.
And with one final rock, we will seal the deal here pretty much. MDFST still not dead yet. He is being pretty much choked out right now by this Smoker, and that will be the GG as he finally does get incapped. So yeah, we'll be moving on to game number 2 here in a moment when the server does get chosen. So thank you guys very much for tuning in.
Indeed, and we will see you in a couple minutes for the second half of this series. As far as I know, we will have that local recording once again in only a few moments. Thank you for watching.